1, 2. Party people in the place to be. Hold on, let me close this window. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check, check. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, please. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, please. Patience. Lower your voice. Daughter in there screaming. I'll make sure she's not coming out on the live. One, two, 1, 2. Plug my mic in. What's up, Sexy 60 Sandy Service in the house? 1, 2, 1, 2. We're going to pick up this conversation where we left off at. Check one, check one. 1, 2, 1, 2, y'all. Boy Heaven Hollywood in the building. I want to try to see if I can make this chat. I don't know how to change this to chat for members only. But we're going to discuss a couple of things. Y'all make sure that you put 1 in the chat if you can hear me. I'm trying to get this shit together. So, hold on. Trying to get it together, y'all. I don't know how when you're doing it through StreamYard, how you can set up. Y'all can still hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's start. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Put it down. Put it down. You can hear me? You can hear me? Okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. All right. IE Network, YouTube. It should be on. Okay. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on, Marcel? What's going on, Ashanti? What's going on, Sexy 60? And we're going to get it going. Waiting for a couple more people to come up in the YouTube live. We're going to be discussing some things. Some things here. Cardi B and Joe Budden after that long back and forth yesterday. It looks as though they've come to some sort of terms. But the question that I will have is, why so quickly? How did we get from I'll never say anything about that lady again, I can promise y'all, to Cardi B is one of those people who I will always love and respect regardless. So she basically said you was on coke. She said she gave you 2 lap dances and you probably don't remember because you were high. She put up a picture of some dude and she said, this is why you look the way you look now. This is why you have no hair. You know, she's insulting his looks. She basically said you don't like Dominican women because you don't like Tahiri, you didn't like Sen Santana. So I'm thinking you just hate Dominican women because we did you dirty or something like that, she said. And he seems to be okay with it. Now, if you were around yesterday, right? If you were around yesterday, Cardi B, I'm going to play it probably off of my own YouTube. Because I did make a video about it. So now, Joe Budden was talking today, and he was talking about how he went on Cardi's Spaces and heard Cardi going off, and then he says, "Oh, he thought it. He didn't know who it was about, so he was so into it." And she also said, "You quit your passion. You gave up on your passion." Right? A lot was said yesterday. Right? She also went into the Tasha K situation, feels though if Joe was really her friend, like he tries to make it out, then why would he interview her biggest op, a woman that she had to sue for her mouth? Right? So, what we're going to do in case you missed it, in case you missed it, this is what was initially said. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, that whole I thought I cringed through the whole. And Ashanti said I didn't like Cardi trying to expose him. Yeah, I cringed through that whole thing because I'm like, that's not what you were saying. If you felt that way about him, right? That's not. It's the same thing I say about everyone else. If you felt that way about him, you would. It took him until now, as you said, the water broke. The water broke the bridge, or whatever the case may be. But you weren't saying that about him when he was complimenting you, and that I have an issue with that about everybody. And people try to say, "Oh well, how come you didn't have no issue when Megan changed on Nicki?" It's something. It's totally different. It's something totally different because, like I said, the whole Cardi and Megan situation was Megan had never met Cardi B before. All right. So I hate when people always try to bring that up like it's the same thing. Megan had never met Cardi B in her life, and she was going on what people were saying. And she admitted that. She said, when people start saying she don't write her rhymes and this and the third, and of course, getting with Nicki, and she knew Nicki didn't like Cardi B. So she started pandering to Nicki with I'm gonna go home and write some shit instead of, and she admitted that she had never even met Cardi B. She was just going off of what she was hearing. But then when she met her, she said, I realized that she's not like what people were saying about her. And I realized that I did like her. She's a sweet girl. That is perfectly fine. We do that in our everyday life every day. So why is it such a crime that Megan Thee Stallion did it? You're going to tell me that you never heard some things about somebody that you didn't even know, and you didn't draw up conclusions about them? If people are going around saying, Maya is a perfect example, right? The narrative set on Maya was, oh, she's a pop off, she's an industry pop, she pop off with everybody, she was this, that. And before people even met Maya, they were saying, oh, Maya's a pass around. Maya's a pass around. You got fans out here still saying Maya was a pass around. Until you meet Maya and get her side of the story, then you find out, you know what? Maybe she's not a pass around. I pass judgment on her. That happens in our everyday life, and it was totally fine for her. Now, I can see if she had met Cardi B and she said, oh, man, Cardi B, I love her, blah, blah, blah. Then she met Nicki and turned and said, oh, no, I don't know. I'm going to go home and write some shit, this, that, and the other. And then went back to Cardi B. I can see that. That's flip-flopping. But when she first went to Cardi B, it's nothing like what I'm saying with Cardi B and Joe Budden. I'm saying Cardi B has already said she likes Joe Budden, but now that he so-called gave you constructive criticism, now you're saying, oh, he's this, oh, you gave up on your career. She got on him about getting on Drake about receiving which I agree with her, about receiving a $400 million contract and talking shit about him. I get all that. But it went from leave me alone, right? Leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. All you've been doing is talking negative about me for the last 3 years. Leave me the F alone. At that point, if I'm Joe Budden, I say, you know what? You got it. Since you had to take it there, you're talking about my looks. I've never said anything about your looks. You're talking about my looks. You're talking about, oh, my career has failed, this, that, and the third. So now you're taking personal shots, right? I could see if you say, oh, I've never liked any of Joe Budden's music or what have you. But now you take a personal shot. You're talking about my hairline. You're talking about the way I look, or you bring it up. My exes. I didn't do none of that, right? Even though he does talk about Offset from time to time, right? What's good? What's good, Milton? And then made fun of her marriage. Yeah, that I agree. The marriage thing. Okay. So Sweet Tooth, DTV. As far as she will forever be a feature artist, that's not personal. That's speaking about music. But when you start talking about her marriage, yes, I agree. He should never bring up her marriage. She'll bring up her marriage because she don't bring up you allegedly what you did to Santana. She doesn't bring up what you did allegedly to Tahiri, what you allegedly did to the other young Spanish girl, what you allegedly did to Esther Baxter. And that is all well documented. She never brought that up. So, you personally saying stuff about, oh, they're doing stuff as a publicity stunt, they're letting people in on their marriage. I never believed that. I saw some people telling me that too. Oh, it just so happens to happen when she's getting ready to put a record. It was like she was putting out a record like a week later, and y'all talk about, oh, because she's putting out a record. And then even after the record was already out, people were saying, oh, she's trying this publicity stunt to promote her record because her record's not doing well. Right? So my whole thing is with Joe is just keep it even keel. Just keep it even keel. Give the same amount of criticism for everybody. If you're going to be, or just admit that you have a bias towards certain people, and then nobody will expect anything from you. Right? He's just like the whole Diddy situation. He's admitted several times he has a personal relationship with Diddy. So that's why I don't understand why people got so offended when he refused to address Diddy, because that's his friend. That's why. You don't need any other explanation. And when people are our friends, and like I said, we do this in everyday life. When people are our friends, we're gonna tend to have a little bit more grace towards them. If you call another girl a hoe and a home wrecker, and your best friend went out there and slept with a married man and got caught, you're not going to be taken to your best friend unless you're in private and you're making jokes. Girl, you a home wrecker. Girl, you a hoe. You're not going to go and address her publicly and be like, oh, you're a home wrecker. You're a hoe. You're not going to do that. And anybody that says they would do that, you're not a real friend. So you're not going to address your friends the same way if somebody else does something. You may address them in private. You may address them in private. But if you're a real friend, who airs out their friends in public? Nobody does that. You're going to tell me you don't think that all of these people who are talking about these celebrities, you mean to tell me you don't think that they don't have some shit in their personal life going on? Or they don't have some relative that done killed somebody or done abused somebody? Mostly everybody's got an abusive relative. But you're not going to come on. You may come on and talk about Diddy beating up on Cassie. Hell, if your uncle was beating up on your aunt like that, you're not going to come and air it out and be like, yeah, he's a piece of shit, just like Diddy. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. So that's why when Joe don't speak on Diddy, or when Nikki didn't speak on her brother, I never understood that as people go, oh, she's defending a pedophile. It's her brother. What do you expect her to do? What do you expect her to do? Just because he's a pedophile, that don't mean he ain't her brother no more. Of course she's going to defend her brother. It's her brother. Are y'all hearing me out there? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Y'all ain't responding. Y'all respond. Is it that delayed? So I didn't expect him to say anything about Puffy. I never expect him to. And when people think just because he is a radio personality or a podcast personality, that you're supposed to call it like I see it. You're supposed to address it. Well, I remember Milagro said that. Well, Milagro, you're not saying anything negative about Tory Lanez, are you? And you don't feel as though Tory did anything wrong in that case? You know what I'm saying? You feel as though Tory did anything wrong in the case? If you do, you've discussed it with him privately. You haven't come out publicly and slammed Tory Lanez for nothing yet. So you really can't say, oh, you got to call it how you see it. No, you don't. People aren't going to do that. It's the same way how if somebody slept with your best friend's mother's husband that you've been knowing all your life, you're gonna be like, she a home wrecker, or she bring up a happy home. But if your mama go and do it, you're not gonna say that in public about your mama. You may read her in private. So everybody could just knock it off with that, biased. Everybody's going to be biased towards, but what I like to do is then say that. Put it out there to us that I'm biased towards this certain person. I deal with Kim Kardashian all the time. And I still bash Kim Kardashian when she needs to be bashed. But it's I'm going to give her more grace and more of a benefit of a doubt than someone else because I had a personal business relationship with her. And she's done things for me to help me, when I was coming up in the game. So that's why I'm always going to be a little bit biased for Kim Kardashian. I'm not just going to not report anything and be like, act like she's the perfect person, like a lot of these people do for their fave. But it's going to take me a little bit more to report on something. Like, I'm going to need some evidence, not just some he say, she say, or proof. That's what I'm going to need before I be like, yeah, I guess this is true. So I'm going to give her a little bit more grace. Now, as far as Joe's take on Cardi's career, I have no problem, because I do it. I have no problem with Joe speculating that Cardi B is only going to be a feature artist. Now remember, Joe Budden never said somebody in Atlantic told him that. He may have said it in the past, but he just said, oh, I don't have any inside information. It's just a guess. Now, Joe says that because he don't want to air out people he's talking to. Everybody knows that Joe is close with Mike Kaiser. And Mike Kaiser is one of the people that Cardi B named that she talked to. Right? So, if Joe talks to Mike Kaiser behind the scenes, who are we to say that Mike Kaiser has never said anything to Joe Budden about Cardi B? We don't know that, right? But Joe definitely talks to Mike Kaiser, and Cardi B said, you don't know nobody the people, I only talk to bosses. Well, you named Mike Kaiser as one of those bosses, and guess what? Mike Kaiser has been on Joe's show before. So he does know Mike Kaiser and talks to Mike Kaiser. So how do we know, Cardi B, that Mike Kaiser ain't told Joe something? Just because he tells you, or just because you believe, oh, Mike would never do that, he would never release nothing. There's juicy mouth niggas, no diddy, in the industry, all over the industry, that be talking and y'all don't have no idea. Niggas talk more than bitches these days. Niggas talk more than bitches these days. And when I say bitches, I'm not even talking about hoes. I'm talking about niggas. What's that line Drake had in the Jack? I'm not even referring to women. I'm referring to niggas. They more bitches than women. I ain't even kidding. So Drake has been telling y'all for a long time that niggas in the industry are juicy mouths. They're juicy mouths. So if he knows Mike Kaiser and he gives Mike Kaiser his word that he's not going to mention that he told him anything, I can very well see Mike Kaiser. I've met Mike Kaiser before. He used to date Takara. And he came to one of my events a while back. So shout out to Mike Kaiser. But if you know Mike Kaiser and you know him good, I can very easily see him telling Joe some shit. And remember, Joe comes to the mic and he says, I just got a hunch. I don't have any insight of anybody in Atlantic. Let's just get that out of the way now. I haven't spoken to nobody, nobody said nothing to me. This is all speculation. It's all speculation from what I've seen of Cardi. And my opinion is she's a feature artist, and that's it. Nobody told me nothing. It was Queen's Flip who said, "Yeah, you were right. I was down in Atlantic, and you were right. They want an album, and he wanted somebody to say, oh, who'd you talk to so bad? You saw Queen's Flip? Oh, I was doing down in Atlantic. You were right. You were right about that. He wanted people to say, well, you down in Atlantic? What were you doing down in Atlantic? He didn't get what he wanted. Because nobody gave a fuck. Hold on. Nobody gave a fuck, Queen's Flip.
Never get another Cardi album again.
And you've been standing on that.
I am standing on it.
And they talked about that in the office when I went up there. Like,
but now that Cardi got something dropping with my man Rob, Big Rob on Friday. That's going to be crazy, but that's what Cardi's about to be now. Just a single artist. You're not getting none of that shit.
I mean, you was right, too.
About what?
About Atlantic wanting to put out an album. You was right. See, you be right sometimes about them wanting to put out an album. We don't care about none of that shit.
I ain't spoke to nobody at Atlantic. I'm just be on a hunch. So you done went and got some information from somewhere.
See?
I'm sure.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So Joe made it clear that he don't talk to nobody down in Atlantic. I just got a hunch. Now, we all know that Joe really does treat the people down in Atlantic, but he's not going to reveal his sources. He's not going to reveal his sources. And that's another thing that bothers me when people say, oh, reveal your sources. No. They say that to me all the time. No, nigga. I'm not revealing shit. Why should I reveal my sources? Because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to reveal my sources to you, right? You're going to go blast those people or poaching people, and then guess what's going to happen to me? I'm not going to be they're not going to be my source anymore. So now they're going to say, you went and ran your mouth and told them that I told you. So now, nigga, I'm not giving you no more information. So why would I reveal my sources if it's going to cost me? That's dumb. That's dumb. So I'm going to reveal my sources to you, what to prove to you that I'm not lying, nigga. You can believe it or you don't got to. That's the way that's how I'm on it. You can believe me or don't have to. But guess what? When it come out, don't think I ain't gonna come back like, nigga, didn't I tell you this 8 months ago though? Y'all wasn't believing me, right? But now it happened 8 months ago, and now Jaguar Wright say it, and now you all on her clit. Oh, Jaguar Wright never lied. Nigga, I said that 8 months ago. You know what I'm saying? All this shit that these niggas is coming out with, Heaven Hollywood said years ago. Years ago. If there's any rumor that y'all heard recently, or any story that came out recently, and you bring it up to me, I will guarantee you I can pinpoint where either I said it or it's on the blog somewhere. And if it's on the blog somewhere, I definitely said it. Because a lot of times, those stories that G posts, shout out to G posts on her blog, a lot of them she got from me. There's been certain ones where she was actually in attendance or she was around what happened. But there's certain ones that happened before she got into the industry that she got from me. So I played the long rant on my YouTube channel. I'm sure everybody's heard it by now, so we don't have to go back into the long rant. But Joe Budden This is what he said. So this is crazy. This is what Joe said about. I'm trying to find a part where he apologized because he basically came out today when he was telling people about the live and the spaces. Joe Budden addresses Cardi B spaces she had and also apologizes. Cardi is on my list of people I'm going to love no matter what. If I ever made a joke that's offended Cardi B, I am sorry. Boy, oh boy. Joe.
So I'm anonymous in there.
Hold on. Let me try to find that part.
Go to the fridge and get my. Yeah, I tweeted that, and I mean it. It's part of growing up and being responsible and accountable. Joke that has offended Cardi B, I'm sorry. I am. I tweeted that, and I mean it. Say negatively about her husband, or her family. So I did go back and listen to the last pod. If I've ever made a joke that has offended Cardi B, I'm sorry. I am. I tweeted.
Now, oh man. Boy, they be backtracking, don't they? They be backtracking. Now, Cardi also yesterday on her spaces, I caught this. I don't know who else caught it, but I caught it. And she was going on, leave me alone! Leave me alone! You always got something to say. Leave me the fuck alone. Right? She first was on Leave Me Alone. If you notice, the moment Joe Budden said, I can promise you, I will never say anything else about that girl again. If you notice, Cardi read that and she got offended. Oh, now I'm that girl. Oh, now I'm that girl. No, I want to talk now. Oh, come on, spaces, Joe Budden. Now I want to talk. You see, people can say what they want about Joe Budden. But Joe Budden is right now, and if you want to say it's academics, fine. Right now, Joe Budden, and for the past 5 years, Joe Budden has taken Charlemagne's place. If you remember about going back close to 10 years ago, when Charlemagne said those not nasty, but made criticism of Nicki Minaj's song, right? Remember how upset Nicki got at Charlemagne because she knew that Charlemagne's word was very influential at that time. And that's why she got so insulted when she came to the Breakfast Club. Okay, so what's your favorite song? What's your favorite song off the new album? And then Angela Yee was like, High School. And she was like, that's just because you just played it. And you saw the video. But give me some other than High School. What's your favorite song on the album? And then Angela Yee was like, I haven't really listened to it. And then she exposed it. So then Nicki said, so y'all got me coming up here and you haven't even done your research. You want to know about who I'm dating and who I'm sleeping with. And you guys haven't asked me any, good questions about the album. In fact, you haven't even listened to the album. So then she was like, basically, I'm not coming back up here until y'all do your research. And then she criticized Angela Yee and said, ever since you got around these men, you start acting different. You was so much better by yourself. You was like women empowerment. You was so much better by yourself. And then that got Charlemagne and DJ Envy pissed off. So then after that, Charlemagne started going in on Nicki. So, talk about she's saying stuff like she's got the same flow. The one criticism I've never heard about Nicki Minaj, and that is her flow. Oh, she's just the same old tired flow, talking about your sons and talking about your awards and talking about how much money we got. Don't nobody give a fuck. So she got offended. Nicki Minaj got offended at that time. Why? Because Charlamagne the God at that time was the number one voice of the culture. Now it's Joe Budden. So when Cardi B, this is just my take. I don't have any intake on it yet. But my whole intake was Cardi B heard Joe Budden say, I'm not saying nothing else about that girl, I promise you. And she was like, wait. When I do drop my album, I'm going to definitely need his cosign. I'm going to need him to say, definitely go listen to that Cardi album, is fire. So that's why she said, she started backing up a little bit and said, no, I want to talk now. Now I want to talk. So I believe 100% Joe Budden called Cardi B, because they got each other's numbers, or Cardi B called Joe Budden, and they ironed it out behind the scenes first, and then Joe Budden came on the air and gave his apology. I don't believe that Joe Budden ousted whoever he gets information from, but I truly believe that Joe Budden spoke to Cardi B and said, I'm just going to give you a heads up. There's niggas in that camp. They're telling you business. I'm just letting you know. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You ain't going to get me caught up like that. But there's niggas down in Atlantic that's telling you business. So you better tighten up your circle or change your circle or something. I guarantee you that's what he said. I do not have the conversation. I do not have intel on this. I guarantee you. Because she was like, who are you talking to? And she started naming some people. I guarantee you Joe said, one of them people you named, I get my information from. But I'm not going to say who. So you're going to have to find that out on your own. But just to give you intel, there are people down in Atlantic telling your business. I guarantee it. And then she said she apologized, this, that, and the third. She got love. And then he said, I'll give an apology, on a public apology on the air. Right? On women and men who look black. I don't go with that, Sharice. It has nothing to do with women and men who look black, because he's who else he apologized? He don't go in on everybody who looks black. He's went in on Dominican girls in the past. He's went in on what's her name? He's never apologized to Tahiri. He's never I don't think it has anything to do with that. I don't think it has anything to do with that. Because Dominicans to me are and you look at Dominicans, white people, or you ask police, they're gonna treat Cardi B just like a black woman. They ain't gonna be talking about, oh, she's Dominican and what. No. We are all niggas to them. We are all niggas to them. Anybody that's looked upon in the urban hip-hop community, to cops and to white America, you are a nigga. Cardi B is a ratchet nigga to all white people. They're not gonna separate, Megan Thee Stallion is black, but we're gonna take it easy on Cardi B because she's Dominican. No. Cardi B is a nigga to them. Right? But I don't think it had anything to do with him. He hadn't apologized to all And he doesn't go in. He didn't stand 10 toes down on Nicki Minaj, right? You see, remember when he was going at Nicki Minaj? He apologized to her the same way he did Cardi B. When Nicki came on for that first interview when Joe had Rory and Mal. Nicki came on the interview and addressed some of the things that he was saying to her. And what did he do? He apologized to her. So because he did that, I can't buy. I know what you're trying to say, but I can't buy that he's only doing it to Dominican women, because he did the same thing to Nicki Minaj. Right? He didn't stand 10 toes down on Nicki Minaj. Remember, he was the one out there with Charlamagne saying Nicki Minaj hasn't changed her flow in 15 years. We don't want to hear about that shit no more. How many times you gonna say these bitches are your sons? Every single bar you got, you talking about the same thing. And Charlamagne, don't let this distract you from the fact that Remy Ma cheated Nicki Minaj. Don't let this distract y'all from the fact that Remy Ma cheated Nicki Minaj. So I don't think it had anything to do with her being Dominican. I disagree with that one. Now, do some people feel that way? Maybe other Dominicans will say, well, I'm going to give Cardi a break because he's Dominican. But I don't think when it comes to women, I don't think Joe Budden cares whether you're Dominican, whether you're black, whether you're white. I think you're going to get criticism because now the whole Nicki and Cardi thing situation going on still. I don't think he says, oh, I'm going to go more in on Cardi B because she's Dominican. No. That's what a lot of people get twisted in this whole black woman, Cardi B, don't like black. Like, isn't like her closest friend black? Like her closest friend is black, right? So that's why I never believe in that narrative. Cardi B don't like black women. No, she just don't like Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj happens to be black. She likes Glorilla. She likes Megan Thee Stallion. She likes her best friend. They're all black. I could see if she was like Doja Cat and all she hung around was white girls and ambiguous white and ambiguous black and mixed and biracial. Right? But her closest friend, who's been her friend for years, is a black woman. Her publicist is a black woman. Megan Thee Stallion is a black woman. I'm not saying they're close friends, but she hugging, grinding, licking, kissing all over Megan Thee Stallion. If she didn't like black women, she wouldn't be doing that. So that's just Nicki Minaj fans being emotional, saying she don't like black women. No, she just don't like Nicki Minaj. Or Nicki Minaj fans that happen to be black. You know, that whole narrative got drawn up with the whole, she called black women roaches. No, she called a specific woman a roach who happened to be black. She didn't say, all black women are roaches. So that's another narrative that I crashed years ago. She doesn't say, all black women are roaches. What gets left out of that argument all the time is a little bit later on in that same day, she called a Spanish woman a roach. But no one ever reports that. No one ever reports that part. Just like how they leave out that when Nicki Minaj called that black woman a monkey. Does that mean Nicki don't like black women? Because she called another black woman a woman a monkey who happened to be black? No, she just called that specific person a monkey, and they happen to be black. That's it. She didn't say all you black women are monkeys. No. Right. 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 Bubbles the monkey. And Kim, Lil Kim is but you know, Nicki fans always tend to they want to bypass that. You know, they want to say, oh, such and such black women, such and such black women, such a haven't you been calling a black woman Bigfoot all year? Correct me if I'm wrong. Megan Thee Stallion is black, right? Somebody let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's Dominican. Maybe she's Cuban. Can someone put in the chat if Megan Thee Stallion is black? If y'all think Megan Thee Stallion is black, put a 1 in the chat. We'll do it like that. For everybody who thinks Megan is anything other than black, put a 2. So that's why whenever this color thing comes up, I never buy it. I never buy into it. Because everybody has talked about or dragged a woman who happened to be black. But certain fan base only seems to get upset and say, protect black women. Oh, hating on a black woman. No, they're just hating on Nicki Minaj, and she happens to be black. You don't think Taylor Swift gets hate? She ain't black. I see plenty of white people hating on Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift ain't black. She gets plenty of hate. Just keep it to specifically saying, oh, they're hating on Nicki Minaj, because that's what it is. Oh, they just don't like Nicki Minaj. Not, they just don't like her. They can't stand a black woman running her own empire. But that has nothing to do with it. Oprah Winfrey got 4 times as much money as Nicki Minaj. How come nobody's hating on her? How come they don't hate on her? She's a black woman running her own empire. And just stop the garbage. Stop the garbage. It is specific. It is case by case. Nobody has anything against Nicki Minaj because she's black. Maybe except white people. So that whole Dominican, that I don't buy that. Now, what I do agree with Cardi B on is the Tasha K situation. If you and we don't know what her and Joe had, what conversation they've had behind closed doors, but if she obviously must have felt as though her and Joe were a little bit closer and have way more conversations. If she said, pull up to my studio session, have way more conversations behind the scenes than he lets on. And her whole thing with the Tasha K thing was, you know that I'm suing her. You know the nasty things she said about me. Why would you? And you're gonna say she's interesting, and you would interview her? Why would you interview her? And then once he got that news, he did apologize to her and didn't put the interview out. So I do agree with her as far as that goes. But constructive criticism is fair game. I love Cardi B. Everybody knows music. I'm not talking about, I don't get wrapped up in their personal lives and this, that, and the third. I don't know them like that. Personally, I like Cardi B. Like I said, everybody knows she sent my daughter a birthday video. right? So I personally love Cardi B and I like her music. However, she is not off limits for constructive criticism. I'm not going to go in and criticize her marriage or stuff like that. I'm not going to do that. But it's been 7 years, ma. It's been 7 years. And your fan base on the times with Cardi, and I'm speaking to Cardi directly, on the times, Cardi B, when you're offline doing rich people stuff, right? How you could go, you could disappear on social media for a week or 2 weeks or whatever and do what you do, rich people stuff, mommy stuff, white stuff. Your fans are taking those bullets for you. They're taking those bullets for you. They're taking the she don't write her own shit bullets. They're taking the oh she got 11 faces bullets. They're taking the where's her album bullets. She's scared to put out an album. She's scared to tour. She's scared to this. Your fan base is taking those bullets for you on a daily basis. And how dare you say, I hate this fan base? That's my only issue with Cardi B. Because I'm online. I see the shit they go through. I see the shit they got to defend every single day. So the last thing she should be saying is, I hate this fucking fan base. Just for that, I'm going to put out an album next year. Like, what? Like, sis, come on. First of all, you putting out an album next year, I don't, and what drives me nuts about these fan bases, if Nicki says that or if Cardi says that, no, please, Cardi, we're sorry. Please don't wait till next year to put out an album. We want the album this year. We're sorry. I'd be like, what? Bitch, don't put it out. I don't give a fuck. That's not going to hurt me. That's going to hurt you in the long run. How are you not putting out an album hurting me? These fans make these let me feel so like if they don't put out an album, their life is going to be so affected. Nah, you ain't going to put out your album? Okay. You just hurting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see what Ashanti said. Rihanna stopped talking about music, so I'm not expecting anything from her. And she also put out the beat of them, like 8 of them. Cardi has been saying it's coming, and time goes by. Just more singles and features. That's right. And Cardi B, I'm talking to you directly. Somebody let me know whether this is fair. Cardi B fans will probably say this is fair. But they're accepting these singles, right? Did Cardi B or did Cardi B not say after Bongos, no more features, there'll be no more singles until the album? She then said it again after Miami. There's not going to be any more singles or features until the album. So do Cardi B fans have a right to say, I thought you said there was no more singles or features? You put out 4 features since you said that announcement. So people have a right. Your fans have a right, Cardi, to say, but mother, I thought you said there was not going to be any more features or single release. You know what I'm saying? Until the album dropped after Miami, she's stalling. So, listen. I already said my piece. I know Barty Gang ran back and told me, and I had a conversation with Cardi B in her DM about what I said. Because the Barty Gang always runs back. They pick me out of everybody. When you should have been reporting Armand Wiggins, you should have been telling her to unfollow Armand Wiggins. You want to run and tell her to unfollow little old me. Just because I said last year, if the album don't drop by April, which was the anniversary of Invasion of Privacy, I said, me personally, I don't care anymore. And I don't. I really, at this point, I was really looking forward to the second album. At this point, I could care less. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I could care less. I could care less if she never puts out an album again. If she puts out music and it's popping, I'll listen to it. But I'm no longer looking forward to her second album like I was. I don't care whether it comes out or not now anymore. Because it's just been too long. And she's missed too many opportunities. And on top of that, I DM'd her a plan years ago and told her what she should call the second album, when she should release the second album, and I guaranteed success. Or I will pay you $25,000. That was in my email. DM, excuse me. That was in my DM. So she gave up an opportunity to get $25,000 if what I said didn't work. I said, if you follow this, because that's what I am. I'm a creative designer. That's what I do for a living, right? I said, if you follow this blueprint that I'm giving to you, you really have nothing to lose. Because if it doesn't work, I'll pay you free money. I'll give you 25 grand for free. That's how I knew that rollout that I designed for Cardi B would have worked. She didn't do it. Now it's too late. And now you're scrambling for, when am I going to put my album out? When am I going to put my album out? We are now in July. July. Cardi B told her fan base at the top of 2023, I have to put it, I'm just going to put it out. I have to put it out. I have no choice. She said that at the top of 2022 as well. The top of 2023 on The Breakfast Club, she said the same thing. It's coming out the first half of this year. We are now in 2024, July. No album. No album. Am I making this up, chat? Am I making this up? Is this just stuff? Y'all know I don't make nothing up. I don't make nothing up. And I just said, look, man, I want to see you succeed. You know, I don't want to see you get hit with a softball jinx. I don't want people saying you was a one-time wonder. I mean, I want to see you succeed. I think she's got great work ethic when she works. I think she has great creative process, creative thoughts. So I want to see you succeed. However, in the space that you're operating in the atmosphere we're operating in, you have to want to succeed. You can't be afraid to succeed. You know, you can't be afraid to release music for whatever reason. Because if you never release it, how are you going to know what's going to happen to it? What's going to happen is she's sitting around on so many songs. People just think that Cardi B has a lot of records. You're sitting around on so many songs that by the time you decide to put it out, when somebody says, "Oh, that song sounds like my song," then she has to go back. Let me show you. Let me show you, cause this bitch talking about I'm copying her on Miami. Let me show you exactly when I first put. Look, I wrote it to 2019. You can see right here. Here's the liner notes right here. 2009. It's 2024. You mean to tell me you did Miami in 2019? And it's 2024 and you still ain't put it out? That's another issue. That's another issue. Yeah, you proved to the world that Bia, she did this way before you did. But now that's another problem. Well, what you been sitting on it so long for? If you did this in 2019, what the hell are you waiting for? Because what's going to happen is producers give out their beats and give out their ideas to all the rappers. You think, you think these producers are only giving their music to one particular rapper? No, they submit music to Cardi B. They submit music to Nicki Minaj. They submit music to Lotto. They submit music to Megan Thee Stallion. They submit music to Ice Spice. They submit music to all of these female rappers. Bia. And if you sit there and you sit on it, sooner or later, somebody is going to come with an idea very similar to yours. Because you've been sitting on it so long. Put the damn music out there in the world, and if you don't want to, just say, this isn't a single, I'm just putting it out there. Just put it out there so everybody can, so it'll be on record. If Bia can't come back later on and say, oh, she put out something, just, nah, bitch, she put that out 2 years ago. It just hadn't been a single. She put it out on iCloud, or she made a home video and put it out on YouTube. That's all. At least that way it's out there into the universe that you already did it. That's what happened with Hot Shit. That's why Hot Shit didn't do what it should have done. Not Hot Shit. What's the song called? Yeah, Hot Shit. Hot Shit with Dirk and Kanye in old rhymes, right? That was Kanye's and Dirk's issue with the song. They're like, damn, Dirk was out there spitting 2020 rhymes on Hot Shit. He was spitting 2020 rhymes. Kanye wasn't even in the video. They had a Kanye lookalike, or Kanye clone the video. So you coming back with a song, Hot Shit, you did a big old announcement on BET, and the song didn't go. Hot Shit sounds just like Up. Up went to number one. If you had released Hot Shit right behind Up, within a year, Hot Shit would have went to number one. Same thing with Big Paper. Big Paper should have been a Cardi B single. That should have been the first single off, and this is what I put in my plan. The first single off of your second album, Defamation of Character. Let me reveal to y'all my plan, and y'all tell me what rollout sounds better. The one she's currently doing or mine? I told Cardi B when she was going through that case, your first album is called Invasion of Privacy. You need to stay on the same theme and make your second album called Defamation of Character. Why? Because after that first album, your character was defamed with the Jade situation. Your character had been defamed with the surgeries. Your character was defamed from Tasha K. You had all of these new problems because you now have become successful. You got a whole lot of money. And when you get money and you become successful, what do you occur? Problems. It's like the song More Money, More Problems. Problems. Haters. Right? Lawsuits. So now, I said, when you win the lawsuit or the day the lawsuit's over, whether you win or not, you're going to probably win. When the day the lawsuit is over, that Friday, drop Big Paper and the album the week after. Defamation of Character is my new album. On the day that she wins the case, Big Paper's dropping. Why? Because what is the chorus on Big Paper? I got big paper, so I deal with big haters. Got it out the mud. Y'all didn't do me no favors. There ain't a bitch like her. That's why these bitches don't like her. You're going to tell me that is a perfect song to lead off your second album. Because now I'm in a new phase of my life. Invasion of Privacy, I was going to get the money. Now I have the money. I have the success. I got Big Paper. So now it's like More Money, More Problems. If she would have did it that way, Big Paper would have been another number one song, and this album would have exploded. And she may have did more on this album than the first. And then called Defamation of Character, and she just won a Defamation of Character lawsuit? And the song drops, and she announced it as soon as she come out of court? Come on, man. What? What? Now, exactly, Marcel. She wasted that and put it on Khaled. I would do something else. I would have told Khaled, can I put this song on my album? And I'll give you another song. That's what I would have said. I would have said, I like this song. Could you please let me put this on my album? And I'll give you something else. Shout out to Patient's mother, because she just made me the most incredible turkey burgers. Came home, from a long trip to Greece. She's got property in Greece, so she's been out in Greece for the past going on 3 weeks. Comes in off her plane, comes into the house, first time she's been home in 3 weeks, and goes right into the kitchen and makes me these incredible turkey burgers. I'm telling you, women love being my baby mom. I'm the best baby daddy ever. I'm telling you, I'm the best baby daddy ever. So, shout out to her. Turkey burgers is hitting. Now, I'll tell you why I didn't like Joe's apology. If what I said didn't happen, and I do believe that's what happened, I think Cardi B should have to apologize to Joe Buttons as well. If I'm Joe Budden, if I said, listen, I got love for Joe, that's not an apology. Now, I don't know whether she put anything else after that. I don't know what she said, yeah, I'm sorry too, or anything like that. But as far as Joe goes, if Joe had to apologize to Cardi B, I think Cardi B should apologize to Joe Buttons and talking about his hairline and, oh, you Dominican chicks, you must not like Dominican women. Oh, you failed at your career. Like, you gave up on your passion. So if Joe Budden, who's in the media, if he had to apologize to Cardi B, I think it's only right that Cardi says, okay, I take back what I said. Now, maybe she said that already, right? Maybe she said that already, and I'm just not aware of it. But I think she should have to apologize to Joe Budden. Now, for any Cardi B fan, instead of y'all trying to tell her to unfollow me, right? Why don't you go make her aware, right? Why don't you go make her aware of the things? And this is what she said in response to Joe Budden's, sorry if I made a joke that offended Cardi B. This is what she said to Joe. I got love for you too, Joe. I got love for you too, Joe. She meant TOO, but I get a point. But you've been changing your tone on me real heavy the last 3 years, whether music or personal. Like when I was going through real shit with my marriage in December, you went on your platform and tried to make that about somebody else, Nicki Minaj, and what they got going on. Nicki Minaj. He said, oh, he sees Nicki. She sees Nicki doing this, and now she wants to come out and for a publicity stunt try to get all of the everybody's mind off of Nicki. That's what he meant. That's what he said. I know criticism comes with the territory. Do you now? But sometimes the narrative y'all decide go run with be so toxic. It's all love though. See you soon. So they have discussed an interview or him pulling up to the studio. So I'm going to expect a Cardi B interview with Joe Budden. I'm going to expect a Cardi B interview with Joe Budden. Right? Now, in return, if that does happen, how do you think Nicki Minaj is going to respond to that? Well, knowing of Nicki what I've been knowing of her all these years, and knowing how she reacts to people who take to Cardi B or take to Megan Thee Stallion, I believe that Nicki Minaj, if he does an interview with Cardi B, this is just my speculation. I think Nicki Minaj will stop fucking with him. I do. I think Nicki Minaj will stop fucking with Joe Budden. I honestly believe that if he does an interview with Cardi B, she will stop fucking with Joe Budden again. Y'all let me know if Joe Budden, or do you think Nicki's mature and she's past that? If Joe Budden sits up and does an interview with Cardi B, same type of interview you did with Nicki Minaj, right? And he's praising Cardi and I love you, you know I love you, Cardi. I mean, that's never been a question. I've loved you from day one. I just want you to do well. If he does an interview with Cardi B, put a 1 in the chat if you think Nicki Minaj will be done with him, or put a 2 in the chat if you think Nicki's grown out of that. She's gonna say it's just his job. Think about Nicki Minaj for 1 second. Think about Nicki Minaj. Put a Hold on. So, Tasha, you said, dude, Nicki don't care about bloggers like that. She don't? Didn't she jump in DJ Academic's DM and threaten his life? Didn't she cut Joe Budden off before because of something that he said? What do you mean? What are you talking about? She don't care about bloggers like that. That's all she cares about, because bloggers are the new journalists. So if she didn't care about bloggers like that, why did she threaten DJ Academics? Why did she cut Joe Budden off for saying she's got the same flow? She's got the same flow. And she emasculated Meek Mill. What do you mean she doesn't care about bloggers like that? She comments on bloggers all the time. Isn't Armand Wiggins a blogger? She blocked Armand Wiggins. If she didn't care about what bloggers say, why did she block Armand Wiggins? Of course she cares about what they say. They all care about what bloggers say. Or else they wouldn't mention them. Or else they wouldn't even care to block them. If she don't care about what they say, she wouldn't care to block them. So let's not act like and the Shade Room and the other dude. All you have is negative shit to say about me, blah, blah, blah. Again, that's the shit that I don't like. That's the shit that I don't like. A lot of Nicki Minaj fans just can't be honest. They think that you're insulting Nicki Minaj if you're just being honest and admitted that she is a rather weirder personality. And she gets upset when people like Cardi B, when people work with Cardi B. If that's not the case, why doesn't she get along with anybody? And her fan base goes off on anybody that says something positive about Cardi B. They take that cue from her. It's okay to admit. Threaten to sue Nosy Whole Life? That was recent. Somebody said, oh, that was 5 years ago. No, the whole live thing was just 2 years ago. Didn't she threaten to sue Nosy Whole Live? Doesn't she respond to stuff that Jason Lee says just recently? Ken Barbie's not even a big blogger. Didn't she just say something about Ken Barbie around the time of Bigfoot? What are you talking about? You're talking about she doesn't care about these bloggers like that. What are you talking about? Of course she does. Of course she does. But if they didn't care about what bloggers are saying, they would not even think to block them. Now you know who don't care about bloggers? Jay-Z. If you want to say Jay-Z don't care about bloggers, I'm with you. If you want to say Beyonce don't care about bloggers, I'm with you. Because if you can talk about Jay-Z like a dog for a year straight, and every time you at him, his name will pop up. He ain't blocked you, nothing, because he don't give a fuck. Those are people who don't. Megan, Cardi, Nicki, Lotto, all of them. They all care about what the blogs say. And don't be believing in blogs. That's the first thing people mention. Blogs. Megan's first line on Bongos. People acting out in the comments and they're always acting like that. Y'all are so bothered by these comments. You putting them in your rhymes? People acting out in the comments, always acting like they know me. It's like, yo, y'all niggas is bothered by these comments and these bloggers. That was one of the first lines you thought of? And let me tell you something, because you know these blogs, they clip everything I say. Everything's about the blogs. I don't know why you'll talk about, oh, she don't think about no blogs. Everything's about the blogs. Hey, Couture. Hi, Couture, babe. Exactly. That was 5 years ago. When did Nicki block my Twitter? A year ago? It hasn't even been a year since she blocked my IE Network Twitter. It's since been disbanded, so it don't matter. Aha, Nicki, I have a different handle now, and I'm not blocked on that one. When did I tell y'all that Karen Civil emailed me about my members only? That was less than a year ago. And then I went to Twitter and found out, Nicki Minaj, you have been blocked by Nicki Minaj. I was like, wow. So trust me, she knows, and she hears it, and she sees it. And she had Karen email me and ask about this members only shit. I want you to take my client down off of it. I want you to take my client down from your members only. We're requesting that you take it down. If you would like an exchange, she has a big tour coming up. We can give you a lot of exclusive news about the tour. This, that, and the third. Exclusive photo, blah, blah, blah. I said, So, and this is my email with Karen Civil. Not Nicki Minaj. It was not Nicki Minaj directly. So, you want me to take down my members only section or take Nicki Minaj stories out of it, and in return, you're going to give me exclusive news about her tour coming up? Number one, I already know what's happening about her tour and the pictures. So unless you talking about, and I'm going to be dead honest, and Karen Civil's Karen Civil's reply was like, "You're nasty." I said, so now if you're talking about you're gonna send me some pictures of Nicki Minaj coming out the shower, her sitting in the bed, if you're gonna send me something like that, I will take this members only section down and refund everybody today. Today. If you're going to send me some exclusive photos of Nicki Minaj in the bathtub or just jumping out the shower or something like that, I will take members only down today and refund everybody. But if you're not talking about that, I'm sorry. I can't do it. My exact email. My exact email. But you know what was not in Karen's email? You know what was not in Karen's email? A cease and desist. You know what that told me? The shit I was saying on members only must have been accurate. Or else she would have said, we're sending you a cease and desist. Must have been accurate, or at least somewhat accurate, or else she would have said, we're sending you a cease and desist. She never, that never came up in the conversation. But what happened is, I'm sure she went back to Nicki, told him, he said no, and then she blocked me. She blocked me after the email. So, right, Ashanti. He gotta come to Canada. He can't leave the United States unless he's coming with her on tour. Ted DiBiase laugh. Right, Couture, you know. So, needless to say, it never got taken down. That's my Ted DiBiase laugh. Needless to say, it never got taken down, and I never got the pictures. No, but I truly believe if Joe Budden does an interview with Cardi B, like, a sit down like he did with Nicki Minaj, and he's going there and he's glazing Cardi B, and he's all, you know I love you, right? Before we start, I just want everybody to know I love Cardi. I've always loved Cardi. I just want you to do well. That's it. And I want to hear the album. Everybody is we want to hear the album. It's gonna go regardless. Now, people wanted me to review, right? I'm gonna do a video on it, and I'm gonna review her new song with what's his name? Rob 49, Rob the 49 or whatever. All right. I like the song, right? I like the song more than I initially thought I would. So I do like the song. But I never thought that I definitely not going to like the song. I just don't think that a collaboration with Rob 49 in 2024, I just don't think it does anything for her. Now, back in 18, 19, when she did backing it up, like she can carry a new artist like Cardi or G-Eazy, and she could get on their songs, and then she'll catapult it to a number one or a top 10 hit, right? But that was 2017, 2018. It's 2024. She's not that girl anymore. People can get mad at me. They can say what they want. Cardi, let me tell you something. I call it a feature godmother, right? The fairy feature godmother. Cardi B's bars on a feature are always going to be top notch. Now, I don't think this is anything close to her bars with Fendi or anything close to Put It on the Floor Again or anything close to her Glorilla bars. But it was a solid 7.5. I hated the one with Offset. I'm just go right there. I hated that. I hated that song. I hated that feature. I didn't think the feature was any good. Everybody was going nuts. Oh my God, Cardi killed it again. I hated that feature. I don't think I've ever listened to it twice. The song with Offset, I think I listened to one time. I watched the video. I never replayed it. Never. Now, this song, I like the song and it's catchy. Put it on that money. I'll fuck you right there on that money. It's catchy. It's going to go in the club. It's going to go in the strip club. But somebody said, you think it's going top 10? Nope. You think it's going top 20? Nope. I could be wrong. Maybe Cardi's presence on that song. Maybe. But I looked at something last night that lets me know I don't think I'm going to be wrong. Usually, when Cardi B does a feature, right? Usually, it's one of the most reacted to videos of the night. When Cardi B is on a feature of a record, usually people react to it, and it's one of the biggest reactions of the night. I went there in the morning, it was like 2 people reacted to that song. And none of the big reactors either. That let me know something right there. That let me know something right there. Right? Nobody cared. Let me go to the thing now. Let me go to, hold on. Hold on. So hold on a second. And everybody's talking about Nicki Minaj and JT falling out. Could somebody please update me on that? I fail to believe. I fail to believe that Nicki Minaj, all she's been doing is glazing Nicki Minaj. So why would Nicki Minaj fall out with JT? I'm sorry. I don't buy that. Somebody fill me in on what people are saying about that. But if you go to YouTube, Rob 49 and Cardi B reaction, right? Here's who reacted to it so far. The first one is Kel's Got Juice. He's not a big reactor. The second one is Zion Shrimp. Okay, they're okay. Then he's not a big reactor. That's 3. Respect the Fam. 4. No big reactors yet. None yet. You got those four people, and then you don't see anybody else reacting to it. What does that mean, Heaven? It means that not a lot of people has paid it any mind. At least not yet. Four people. Look, we're already on his other songs. No Life Shack, no Stevie Knight, no what's his name? The crazy dude. No Law Twins, no Lost in Vegas. Nobody. Nicki was unfollowing and blocking them for showing JT support on her release night. Akbar and JT were talking shit about Nicki, and somebody got to send me that. I haven't seen that. Nicki called JT's tour Backyard Barbecue a few months ago. Yeah, a few months ago, but since then she done bought JT on stage. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of eliminates anything that she may have said a couple of months ago because she bought JT on stage. I don't fail to believe. I don't think that Nicki Minaj is going to attack JT because number one, it don't matter how much support the Barbs give JT until she gets catapulted into a top 10 or top 5 hit. Nicki Minaj is probably like, she's not even on my radar. And on top of that, she's my son. So JT came out and said she didn't want any Barb support.
But you also have to question why a person would go from unliking you to loving you. Is that odd? Well, you don't say. But you also have to question why a person would go from unliking you to loving you. Is that odd? Well, you don't say. But you also have to question why a person would go from unliking you to loving you. Is that odd? Well, you don't say.
Okay. Did y'all hear that, or was my mic muted? Did y'all just hear that? Okay. Thank you, guys. So, but can you say I got to hear the whole context of this? What people talk about? Was she not talking about Armand Wiggins? That sounds like Armand Wiggins. Now JT did not like her before, and now she loves her. She deleted it. Wow. Boy, I tell you, these celebrities are scary, ain't they? Yes, single. All the Bobs. She's putting out a single. Y'all thought y'all knew what she was talking about. She's putting out a single. Friday night girl, the Barbie nights. Bitch, shut up. When do you ever know Nicki Minaj to announce a single like that? Yes, single. Y'all always want to be messy. She was just announcing her new single. Couture says she was talking about JT. Now, I did see Couture. Couture did a video on it. I have to go check it out. And I'll check out Coffee City. Those are really the only two lady female personalities on YouTube that I really fuck with or even go listen to. So I'm gonna check out what Couture said in Coffee City. But Couture says it's about JT. Wow. But does she not want her fan base to support JT? I mean, if she is gonna put JT on her record and she wanted people to support the Queen's remix, and then she brings JT out on stage with her. Does she not want people to support JT? That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. Why would she be mad at JT or mad at her fan for supporting JT? I thought that's what she wanted. Okay, so, all right, as Central C says, all right. So, Michelle, if that is the case, I have the perfect solution. I got the perfect solution. Y'all want to hear it? Y'all want to hear it? Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. We know you East Coast in the motherfucking house. Y'all don't love Stop the J and Snoop Dogg. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. Listen, here's the perfect solution. So the rap girls will never use you again. Right? Here it is. Y'all get real close. Nikki, put your ear real close. I know you still watching me and listen. You can block me all you want. Put your ear real close to the computer. This is a way that Nicki Minaj can be assured that these rap girls can't use her anymore. Stop working with them. Oh, bars, my God, Heaven, you're a genius. Stop working with them. See how simple it is? You see how simple it is? And stop putting out, thank you so much. Stop putting out cryptic messages and riddles. Listen, she did it with Doja Cat. She was trying to put out riddles, and the Bobs, for some reason, a lot of them, they had spoiled Similac when they were babies, and the elevator don't quite go to the top on a lot of these Bobs. Not all of them, most of them. A lot of these Bobs are 2 sandwiches short of a picnic. And they don't get hints, and they don't get riddles and cryptic messages. How many times did Nicki Minaj try to tell the Bobs, I don't rock with Doja Cat? How many times? How many times did she try to tell y'all, I don't rock with Doja Cat? She was trying to say it in so many different ways. But her fans continue. Oh, why don't you shout out Doja? Can you shout out Doja? She said thank you, Nicki, on her new record. Oh, Doja Cat loves the Queen. She's the princess of rap. She said thank you, Nicki. Can you shout Doja Cat out? Oh, what about a Doja Cat collaboration? Let me not remind Barbs. Right before the Say So remix, Doja Cat called the Barbs the retards. That's where I got it from. and said they're all slow. This was right before the Say So remix. Go on Lipstick Alley and look it up. Go on Lipstick Alley and look it up. She said they're slow and they're retarded. And I call them the retards. But Nicki Minaj's fan base, they know. They try to act like they don't care if it's Nicki versus the world. They don't care who don't like Nicki. They don't care if her peers don't respect her. We don't care. But they always want Nicki to have an ally. They want her to have an ally so bad. So bad. That's why they took to Doja Cat. That's why they started calling Ice Spice with her whack self the princess of rap. That's why they took the Megan so quickly. It was like, oh, she's going to pass the torch to Megan. They want her to have allies so bad. And Nicki's like, I really don't need allies. I'm closer to the end of my career than I am to the beginning. What the hell do I need allies for now in 2024? It is what it is. But they keep hounding her and hounding her and hounding her. Why'd you unfollow Doja Cat? Can you follow Doja Cat back? Oh, can you refollow Doja Cat? And then every time Doja Cat comes on and says, thank you, Nicki, and all that. Oh, see, she loves Nicki. They're cool. See, Doja Cat just shouted Nicki out again. She's the princess. To the Nicki Minaj fans that say that, I ask you a question. Can somebody else answer this question? So, Doja Cat sent Nicki Minaj, give it to a year, right? We all agree. She wanted Nicki Minaj to get on, give it to a year. She sends Nicki Minaj, give it to a year. The way she had it designed, they were going to be rapping, and she was saying this is how she pictures her rapping on the record. Of course, with her own lyrics. Nicki Minaj hears it, and she wasn't really fond of the way Doja Cat was spitting on the record. So Nicki declines, right? Nicki declines to give it to a year. Right? Now, Doja Cat then goes and does give it to a year on the record exactly the way Nicki would rap. She wanted Nicki to rap on it. And then at the end, she says, thank you, Nicki. Can someone please answer me why she would thank Nicki Minaj? What was she thanking her for? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. So when Nicki Minaj heard that, right? when Nicki Minaj heard that, do y'all think, knowing what you know about Nicki Minaj, do y'all think she jumped up and down like Flipper? Oh my God, she mentioned me. Oh my God, she said thank you, Nicki. Oh my God. Or do you think Nicki said, you see, these girls talk really, really slick behind my back, but they love me when they're in my face. I declined that feature. What is she thanking me for? What's up, sweets? What was she thanking her for? If I'm Nicki Minaj, I've been pissed off too. Bitch, I told you I ain't getting on that record. So why would you go put the record out, mimic me during your verse? Mimic me during a song that I turned down. And then you got the nerve to say, thank you, Nicki? Bitch, thank you for what? Listen, Doja Cat knows that she got a big boost when her career started to go to net with Say So. She got a big boost in her career because the Barbs started messing with her. But as Doja Cat went on, right? As Doja Cat went on, she started realizing, well, now I really don't need them anymore. I don't need them anymore because I have another fan base. But as far as social media goes, I don't really want no smoke. So what I'm going to do is I'll drop my little subliminal lines at her. But then I'm going to come back with oh no, I don't talk about rap chicks. I don't talk about my peers. I have no problem with her. I love her. I don't talk about people who's inspired me. Doja Cat is very calculated. She's very smart. Right? So when Nicki said Frankenstein, all the Nicki Glazers, you know Nicki gives nicknames to all of these rap girls, right? Lotto's Karen and Scratch Off. She got that from Ashley Tragedy. And Coyle Ray is Olive Oil, even though she tried to act like she's not. Megan's Bigfoot. And she called Doja Cat Frankenstein. During the time when Doja Cat had that picture out where she was looking hella ugly, she called her Frankenstein. Does that sound like somebody who's cool with somebody? Y'all tell me. Does that sound like somebody she likes? Riding Hood. Y'all are funny. Let's go back and see what else people were saying. Because I'm going to have to get on this. I think Armand Wiggins did a video on it. JT did all that Cardi dissing in hopes of getting the Barb Supporter album just for Nicki to say, Nicki Minaj's comment under JT recent Instagram post. Oh, okay. Now, what the fuck news? Thought so. Huh? JT left her real day one bitches, Cardi, Meg, Carisha, who was yelling free JT when she was arrested and for theft just for a verse from Nicki Minaj, which she won't get till she dies. Now acting slow when people say fuck JT. Bitch, you a flop and a miserable hoe. Act the fuck up. Everybody remembers in 2022 when Nicki Minaj told her, "You remember that diss track you made about me, child? What was that? What was that again? Recite that diss track." That was the most humiliating thing. And JT's old stupid, nice titty self. She got a nice rat. Give her that.
Bitch.
Laughing at her. Look at Nicki laughing at her. What was that? What was that diss? Repeat that. Repeat that diss. Oh no, I just being silly, Nicki. No, what'd you say? What would you say again? What was that diss? Made an absolute fool of JT. An absolute fool. And she sat there. At that time, I was just being dumb. But I said, I think I said something like, you know exactly what you said. Carisha was like, child, I would have never did that. I would have never did that. And that's when Carisha realized, oh, okay, I see where this is going. I see this is going. If you notice, after that argument she had with Carisha, they never got back into it. When she came at Carisha talk about you stole the let's get into some things. And the only reason that she did that was because of Puff. So for people that is out there telling other people how could you ride for Diddy and how could you still be friends with Diddy, let me look at Nicki's what you call it, Instagram. Let me look at Nicki's Instagram. Let's see. Nicki Minaj following 677 people. Right? One of those 677 people is Puffy. The reason why that argument kind of like deaded out and they never went further with it is because of Puff. Nicki spoke to Puff. Nicki spoke to Puff. And Puff, well, you know, You know, Playgirl, she kind of do what she want, but I'll speak to her about that. I'll tell her to stop using the term so much. And if you go back, I think she may have only did one or two Carisha Pleases after that. She kind of toned down that getting some things stuff. Right? So she's got respect for Puff. Nicki and Puff and Diddy's friends. And that is the one thing that I definitely can say that I do like about Nicki. You're not going to bully her or make her. That's why I was so shocked when she changed that verse. You're not going to shame, bully, or convince her to follow, unfollow, stop fucking with whoever she chooses to. She heard all the people talk about, oh, Chris Brown is an abuser. How can you do a record with Chris Brown? She never gave a fuck. She got about 4 records with Chris Brown since the Chris Brown incident. She don't care what y'all say about Diddy. Until Diddy does something to her, she's not unfollowing Diddy. She's not going to stop fucking with Diddy. Diddy is her friend. So all of those other things, she's not how everybody, oh, Naomi Campbell unfollowed Diddy. So and so. Naomi Campbell, what are you unfollowing Diddy for? What did he do to you? What did he do to you? Unfollow because they don't want to be looked upon as alike as somebody who supports SA or who doesn't support the victims. Nicki Minaj said, I don't give a fuck. If that's my friend, I'm riding out with them until they do something to me. We don't know what Puffy did for Nicki Minaj. Just because it never came out in the media, we don't know what Puffy has done for Nicki Minaj behind the scenes. Right? So just because y'all don't know it, be like, oh, denounce Puffy. For what? What'd Puffy do to me? So that I do like about it. She wasn't saying, oh, I can't do a record with Chris Brown, or I'm going to take Chris Brown off of the thing because, you know, he's got to watch it. Like how Salt and Pepper did the Tupac. Well, Salt and Pepper's record label did the Tupac with the What a Man video. If you notice in that video, if you've ever seen it, they wouldn't show Tupac's face. Hold on. Find that video. They wouldn't show Tupac's face in What a Man. But you seen the tattoos, so that's the only reason that people knew that it was actually Tupac. Because you saw the tattoos. But the record label said, you know, he's got an SA case. You know, Salt and Pepper, even though they talked about sex in their record, they was kind of known as like clean cut girls, right? They were kind of known as clean cut, and they really didn't want Salt, who was known, her reputation was like the good girl, right? They really didn't want Salt being associated with Tupac. So that's when the video came out, right? They didn't show Tupac's face. Yes, he is. Where's that part at? I don't want to get dinged, so I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to play it. Hold on. Right here. Most replayed part of the video. Right? Hold on. See that? The only thing you could see on Tupac was the tattoo. That's it. You see the bandana and the tattoo. So you won't catch Nicki Minaj doing nothing like that. Like she wouldn't have Diddy in her video and then hide Diddy's face. She's not gonna do that. She gonna put him in the video. She gonna show his face, the whole thing. So that is one thing that I can say that I do like about Nicki Minaj. She's not gonna disassociate herself with you just because it's cool or because people want her to do it or anything like that. So now Latrice, that I'm gonna disagree with because during those times you didn't have to pick a side. There was plenty of people, me included. I'm the biggest Prince fan ever. There's nobody pressed. There is nobody walking the face of this earth that they say they were a bigger Prince fan than me. We're gonna have to battle it out. We got to do trivia. I'm gonna have to ask you about some records. You got to prove it to me. There is no bigger Prince fan walking the face of this earth than me. I saw him 21 times live in my career. I saw in my life. I bought every single record he ever put out. And I have other copies of every single album. And I have a double copy that's never been opened that I'm going to leave for my kids. There ain't no bigger Prince fan than me. I loved Michael Jackson. So back then, like I said, the fandoms, in my opinion, you were never really forced to take a side until Backstreet and NSYNC. To me, that's when it started. Backstreet, NSYNC, Christina, Britney. And then from there, it just got worse. Rihanna or Beyonce. Christina or Britney. You can't like them both. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. Pick one. You can't like them both. But it wasn't like that in the 80s. It wasn't like that in the 80s. From what I read and from what I remember, it wasn't like that in the 80s. You didn't have to pick Cyndi Lauper or Madonna. You can like them both. You can like Prince and Michael. But it was when it came to NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. Britney or Christina. Pick one. Rihanna or Beyonce. Pick one. Now, of course, they had the whole dynamic of Beyonce's husband in the mix. Rapping, you gotta either like Nicki or Cardi. You can't say, I like them both. Then they'll call you a flip-flopper. Right? That's how it is. Me, I like more than one person. So I'm not involved in stan culture. I'm not involved in stan culture. So I like Nick Carter. That's my guy. I ain't gonna lie. Latrice, that's my guy. I tried to go in like I never knew you. I'm awake, but my world is half asleep. I pray that this heart could be unbroken, 'cause without you all I'm going to be is incomplete. That's my nigga. That's my nigga. Don't fuck with me with Nick Carter. That's my nigga. That's my guy. Nick Carter's my guy. I ain't even gonna hold you. But the Little Kim. Oh no. I like them both. I like Little Kim and Foxy. And it wasn't until they got into beef that people started picking sides. But when they were first out and they were beefing and people didn't really know they were beefing, I bought all of Nikki. I bought all of Foxy's records and I bought all of Kim's records. I thought there were certain songs that Kim sound really, really good on, and there were certain songs that Foxy did. What I did start to notice though, with Foxy and Kim, that a lot of people probably didn't notice during the 90s, is the artists started not picking sides, but the rappers tend to go to Foxy, and the R&B singers would always tend to want to. No, the R&B singers always tend to want to collaborate with Foxy, and the rappers seem to want to collaborate more with Kim. If you go back, all of the R&B singers, they all hit up Foxy when they want a collaboration, and the rappers, they went to Kim before anybody else. Tony Braxton, Blackstreet, Case, all of those R&B people went to Foxy Brown. But the rappers, Mobb Deep, Jay-Z, well, Jay-Z went Foxy too, but 50 Cent, Rakim versus Prodigy. I put nobody over Rakim, so that's bias for me. That's bias for me. Prodigy is a GOAT. I love Prodigy. Right around 1999, I'm gonna say 99, 2000. Prodigy was probably the best rapper in New York for maybe a period of maybe like a year or two. Prodigy was probably the best rapper in New York. But he ain't Rakim. Rakim to me is a god. He's a god. I don't put anybody over Rakim. Even though I'll say Jay-Z is the GOAT, like when you put everything into its totality, when you put everything together, I say Jay-Z's the GOAT. But my personal GOAT is Rakim. I don't put anybody ahead of him. I don't care when he dies. I don't care who came before him. I don't care who came after him. I got Rakim. That's my GOAT. This is always interesting. Eminem versus Lil Wayne. As far as impact in hip hop goes, Lil Wayne is. If we just did a list of impactful rappers on the culture of hip hop, Lil Wayne would be on the Mount Rushmore. He's going to be one of the 4 people. If you tell me who are the 4 most influential rappers, Lil Wayne is on that list with no question. But lyrically, Eminem is like on another level. It's like almost not even fair to compare him lyrically to anybody. But as far as impact goes on rap, on the culture, on so many rappers that came after him that was trying to act like him and name themselves Little something just because he was named Lil Wayne, the way he dressed, the lean, the tattoos on the face, Lil Wayne is responsible for, whether you like the generation or not, he's responsible for a whole generation of rappers, and he signed Nicki Minaj and Drake, arguably the 2 biggest rappers that ever lived. So as far as impact goes, Lil Wayne is up there. But if you're telling me just bars, nah. He can't fuck with Eminem. There's not many who can. If you just tell me, if you just give somebody a microphone and say rap, we're going to first rap off the dome, and now you're just going to rap some bars out of your head. I really don't know who is fucking with Eminem. I'm going to be totally honest with you. Totally honest with you. Because I've heard them all rap. I've heard them all freestyle. I've heard them all do the freestyles off the dome. This dude, Eminem, can rap off the dome. He can rap songs that he wrote. He can rap songs that he got in his head. He can be comedic. He can snap on you. Like, Eminem to me is the most complete rapper, but he's not the most complete artist. Lando Brown and Jaguar, right? Run DMC and the Beastie Boys. Run DMC is the greatest group I ever lived. I can't do a Rakim versus Wu-Tang because that's a one person versus a group. Drake or Kendrick. I like Drake better. Right? I told people that. I like Drake better. I've always felt as though Kendrick Lamar was a tad bit overrated. I've always felt that. I've always felt as though he was a tad bit overrated. Me personally, as far as bars that resonate with me, I got Drake over Kendrick Lamar. Now, Kendrick, is he a better technical lyricist than Kendrick? Probably not. But as far as a rapper, I like Drake better. I understand him better. His rhymes resonate better with me. His punchlines are more catchy. His metaphors are more catchy. Like, he says stuff that Kendrick Lamar hasn't. Fuck the big 3, nigga. It's just big me. Like, Kendrick Lamar has never said a rhyme that made me go, well, wait a minute. What the fuck did that nigga just say? Kendrick Lamar has no rhymes that has ever made me replay. Never. Drake got a whole bunch of them. Drake got a whole bunch of bars that I was like, yo, this nigga. I've never done that with Kendrick. You know what I mean? Drake has the most viral punchlines and viral sayings and quotables of probably any rapper ever. Maybe other than Jay-Z. How long did people run with that? She wasn't with you when you shooting in the gym. How long did people run with that after Drake said it? Years. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym, bitch. You only live once. That's my motto, nigga. YOLO, man. About it every day. YOLO. How many people started running with that? Started from the bottom. When he said, niggas that don't fuck with me is leaking up with niggas that don't fuck with me to fuck with me and shit is in ugly. Like, it's just shit like that. You like, ah, damn, he was right. Niggas that don't fuck with me is linking up with niggas. So you gotta take your time and figure what Drake said. Like, wait a minute, niggas that don't fuck with me is linking up with niggas that don't fuck with me to fuck with me. Like, yo, that nigga saw it coming. You can load up a gun with bullets that fire backwards and probably wouldn't lose a single rapper. You got to sit down and think, like, what did that nigga mean by that? And then in the middle of the night, you be like, oh, shit. Oh, this nigga Drizzy. In the middle of the night. In the middle of the night. Twitter fingers. Hey, everybody runs with that now. Twitter fingers turn the trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Oh, everybody, Twitter fingers. You calling everybody Twitter fingers now. Nobody is quoting anything that Kendrick says. Probably said, oh, OV ho and certified pedophile, certified lover boy, you're certified pedophile. Boom, 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 boom. Cash App is $ Heaven Hollywood. I'm getting ready to go make these videos. I want y'all to check these videos out. Just wanted to touch base on the Cardi thing. It kind of got way longer than what I expected, but we was just conversating. And we're gonna watch the whole Cardi B, Joe Budden thing. I think they're gonna do an interview soon. I think to see you soon, unless he's pulling up and they're gonna take a picture. You're gonna pull up at the studio and say, listen, I heard Cardi's album. She told me to pull up if I wanted to hear it. I pulled up, I heard it, and I just want to tell you, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Oh, thank you, Ashanti. See, this is what I'm talking about. You see, Ashanti, let me tell y'all about Ashanti. This is one of my remaining day ones, right? She's always there for me. So it's been, I don't know why I'm sorry. I still haven't figured out how to give you a toolbox or whatever they call it, a wrench from StreamYard. So I'm just going to have to go into YouTube and do it the long way. But Ashanti's always been there for me, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. She's one of them few remaining day ones. I got some day 2s and day 5s and day 10s and year 1s, but I ain't got many day 1s. Latrice, another one. Love you, Latrice. Sexy 60. Sexy 60 always tuning in from work. I appreciate Sexy 60 because she makes me feel like I'm a comedian. Whenever Sexy 60 around, she be, oh my God, you're too much. I be like, damn, Sexy 60, you gonna cause me to get on stage and make a damn fool of myself. Because Sexy 60 be out there and I be like, I think I can really do comedy. Because Sexy 60 laugh at everything I say. Sexy 60 gonna make me get on stage. They gonna be like, boo! Boo, get this boy nigga off this stage. Nigga, you ain't got no jokes. You ain't funny. Boo! All right, Latrice. 1 a.m. Well, Michelle, I hope you come back. I appreciate you tapping in. Tell a friend. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And then run and tell your friends to subscribe. Be like, I was on YouTube. Then I seen this bald head nigga come across the stage. At first, I was like, let me see what this bald head nigga talk about. And then as I sat in the live, this bald head nigga's pretty cool. I said, I'm going to subscribe to him. It's 1 a.m., but I'm going to stay up and listen to what this bald head nigga got to say. So I appreciate it. So it's going to be Tyler versus Latrice. Latrice, I hear you, Latrice. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. I definitely appreciate your work. Who? Couture. What did you say, Couture? I said, no, I said, that's what Michelle probably said. She said, I'm new here. I said she was probably surfing the internet and said, who's this bald head nigga? Let me see what he's talking about. I'm going to give him 5 fucking minutes or I'm going to cut his bald headed ass off. And then she sat in the live and she was like, you know what? This bald headed dude ain't that bad. So run tell your friends to subscribe to the IE Network. And while you're at it, subscribe to Couture Bay's channel. Because that's what I watch. I just watch Couture and I watch her live and I watch Coffee City. She don't go live, but I watch Coffee City videos and I watch Couture live and her videos. And that's really it. I don't really watch any other female on YouTube. I used to watch Lovely T, but I don't really fuck with Lovely T like that no more. And even though I love Millie, I love her from a distance. I haven't tuned into Mob Radio in probably a year. But I love her from a distance though, no beef. I used to watch Armand Wiggins faithfully. Recently, I don't really watch him anymore. So I'm saying all this to say, fuck all them, follow me. Except for Couture. Fuck the rest. Follow the best. Me. Yee. But thank y'all. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the DMs that I get. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. I appreciate the stuff y'all send me. Hey, did you see this? And I'd be like, yeah, I seen it. You know what I mean? But again, as far as the feature goes, I gave Cardi a 7.5 for the bars. I do like the song though. I get the song an 8. The song is catchy. It's not that lyrical. It's not too lyrical, but it's a catchy song. The beat was nice, and he's Rob 49. He's not impossible to listen to. There's some dudes out there that they're just impossible for me to listen to. Like NBA Youngboy. I just can't listen to NBA Youngboy. I can't listen to Moneybagg Yo. I can't listen to Uzi. I can't listen to Yachty. but he's not impossible to listen to. He's okay. He like Party. Party is listenable to. I can listen to Partisan, right? He's not my favorite artist, or he's not a favorite artist of mine, but I can listen to him. Like, he's got a decent rap voice, whatever. This dude, I can listen to him, at least for now. So the song was pretty catchy. The featured bars to me was about 7.5. I'm gonna do a video on that too. And I just don't like Cardi B doing this charity business. Like, you've been in the game 8 years now. It's time to stop doing charity. I know he's a nice, probably a cool dude, but you're gonna have to stop doing features for niggas that when it don't chart high, you're gonna be the one that gets dragged. They're not gonna drag him. But if it comes in number 40, he's going to be like, oh, wow, I got a top 40 hit. Oh, wow, thanks, Cardi B. But meanwhile, Cardi B, the people who don't like Cardi B, is going to be doing flop parties. Flop, that bitch flop. Number 40, she's finished. Number 40 on the charts, flop. So that's the only reason why I don't like her doing collaborations with people who don't have the same amount to lose as she does. Right? But that don't mean the song wasn't cool. That don't mean I disliked him or disliked her bars. I just think it wasn't her best, but it was better than most. But that's really Cardi when you start talking about features. All right. Anyway, $ Heaven Hollywood is the Cash App. My name is Heaven Hollywood. This has been another installment of the Heaven Hollywood experience. And I thank you. I thank you again. God bless. Peace.